and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country, and of those whose interests we have committed to our church. Amen. Clerk, what is the next order?
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
No papers to be laid. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
There is a notice of motion. Order, members, order. Order. There is a notice of motion by Honorable Wanyagodhi, Biashara.
Thank you.
Order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. That pursuant to the provision of Section 11 of the County Government Act 2012 and Standing Order 63 of the County Assembly of Nakuru Standing Orders, this House resolves to remove the Speaker from the office following the following grounds. A. Violation of County Assembly Service Act number 24 of 2017. Contravention of Section 46(3)(c) that provides for the board consists of two. Contravention of 46(3)(c) that provides for the board consists of 2 members of the County Assembly nominated by the political parties represented in the County Assembly, according to their proportion of members in the County Assembly, by single-handedly appointing 2 members of the board, contrary to the provision of the Act. B. Embezzlement of public funds. 1. As the chair of County Assembly Board, he ordered the payment of extra amount of money to his newly employed staff in the name of hardship allowance, which is contrary to Salaries and Remuneration Commission Circular of Kenyan state officers. 2. Embezzlement of County Assembly finance and failure to give quarterly reports as required by law and Constitution and Public Finance Management Act. C. Abuse of office. As chairman of County Assembly Service Board, he approved the employment of 1, Mr. Njoroge, who has been interdicted by the same county government on integrity grounds. Honorable members, on that one first before we go on forward. The said Mr. Njoroge was the sub-county administrator at my area. I will not say he's a bad person, but I will only say one thing. Immediately I was elected also in office. That is just the nominations. I we had a problem because we had just been elected immediately. Then we sat down with the then, who is of course the current governor, and then we asked ourselves some questions. What is wrong with this county of ours? Because if you look, even up to date, if you look at the town, our urban area, it is full of congestion. The motor vehicles and everything, we only came to realize that the said person was the one selling all of those roads. Those were the parkings. So the governor did some dig up, and they decided to know who was doing all that, only to realize it was the said person. And then when we came here, Mr. Zach Njeru was also employed here. So the question was, how was he employed after he was stopped from working on the other side of the executive? Then he was again brought here, and then he was employed. My fellow members, it is like you leaving your wife, and then a neighbor decides to marry that wife. Seriously, how will you feel? So we go on to number 2. The speaker denied 2 honorable members an opportunity to travel for capacity building trip that was meant to enhance the members' ability to undertake their roles effectively. This is in contravention to Article 75 of Constitution 1C and Standing Order 234, 1, 2 of the County Assembly of Nakuru Standing Orders. Honorable members, we were all elected by Wanjiku. And when we were brought here, you have also your own dignity to carry. You cannot call your pastor at your place and then you tell the pastor to pray for you because you are going somewhere. Only for you to carry your bag.
Member, order. I think not yet time for the debate, but you should just read it the way it's been drafted. Then I do the next thing.
Thank you,
There's
Mr.
a time
Speaker,
for you when you really move the motion. You'll be given as a mover. Thank you.
The integrity. Use of vulgar and disrespectful language against honorable members by referring to them as Mau Mau, which we are not. My other paper has been stolen.
Are you through, Honorable Member?
I'm very much through.
Thank you, Honorable Member.
Mr. Speaker, sir, as much as I'm through. You are not supposed to speak.
Honorable Ayabe, I have just notified him as he is now trying to finalize.
I'm finalizing my teacher. Honorable Speaker, I only wanted to conclude by saying, follow my fellow honorable members. Tomorrow we will be here as we now debate.
Order, Honorable Member. Order. That's not your part. Just leave it to the Speaker.
I have finished, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Clerk, can you give...
Mr. Speaker, I beg to give a motion. The notice of motion.
Yes. Thank you. That is a notice of motion. Honorable, what is it, Honorable Wilbur? Yeah, okay, so allowed?
Honorable Member, is he giving the motion or tabling the motion?
He has corrected himself and he say he's now giving notice to of the motion. I think there's nothing much. What is it? Honorable Malel?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. While we signed in support of Honorable Wanyagodie's motion, there was an allegation that was weighty, and it was left, I don't know whether purposely, but it was...
Which allegation is that?
Where the Speaker was given money to travel abroad, but he never went.
Did you, point of order, maybe, is it another information? I don't know. Information.
Mr. Speaker.
Just wait on the Mutai first.
Mr. Speaker, and I think It's good also that you direct this House, Mr. Speaker. In the standing orders, there is no point of information. And the information that is normally given, it is to add value to the member who is on the floor. So, Mr. Speaker, as I was given that point of order, it was one of the main reasons that we were convinced that Speaker should go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Now, Honorable Mamlel, you say there is a missing document. Where is that document, clerks? Did you hand it over to the relevant office? Or you are handing it over now? You know. Have you got it? You have it? Okay, you can continue.
Honorable members, just to remove the doubt, you know, when this motion was being written, it was too fast. So tomorrow I will move the motion with amendments to include that part. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. That is, now I want, clerk, I want that notice of motion to be served to the Speaker with the same allegations so that he might defend himself. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
No statements.
Order number 8, motion.
Next order.
Those are the orders of the day.
This House stand adjourned till tomorrow 9:30 a.m.
A very good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching us from. We are coming to you live from the Nakuru County Assembly chambers, where the motion mover, Mr. Honorable Wanyagodhi, the MCA for Biashara ward, has just tabled a notice of motion for the impeachment of the Speaker. And remember that tomorrow we are going to resume with the debate on the floor of the House, and we are hoping that it is going to be a very fruitful and very good discussion even on the floor of the House, led by the mover, one Honorable Peter Njoroge Wanyagodhi. Keep watching Nakuru TV for this and more updates. Have a lovely afternoon. I'm Esther Mwai.